Well, as the war in Syria continues, there are reports the US president has called on Saudi Arabia's King Salman, asking for $4 billion in aid to help rebuild Syria. Both countries share the same goals in the war-torn country. The Crown Prince is set to visit Washington this week, and Trump is eager to claim that victory over Daesh is near. I'm joined now by TRT World defence analyst Oubai Shahbandar for more. Oubai, thanks for coming in today. Firstly, how likely is it that Saudi Arabia will cough up such a huge amount of money, and what is America's goal in that?
Well, $4 billion is a huge sum of money, and while it's a laudable goal to achieve the reconstruction of Syria, you have to look at how is that going to be achieved. In order for you to achieve a successful reconstruction program in Syria and areas that have been liberated from Daesh, you really need a reliable local partner to work with. And therein lies the problem, because currently the U.S. is partnering with the YPG in large swaths of northeastern Syria. And of course, the YPG is the Syrian offshoot of the PKK. So you have to look at what can work. And we now have a new model, an operational model for success on the ground to secure parts of Syria that have been liberated from Daesh extremists, and that's Operation Olive Branch. So what could potentially work as an alternative is to work with Sunni Arab forces with joint security collaboration with the Turkish army to secure these areas, particularly in the parts of Syria that have the oil and natural gas field. And that's what can achieve a sustainable success in the long term for rebuilding Syria and reconstructing the areas that have been damaged in the fight against extremists, not working with groups that are alien to parts of Syria where you have a Sunni Arab majority. And of course, so before we can talk about cutting huge checks, we have to look at what can work and what's the winning model here, and that's absolutely crucial.
And during the 2016 presidential campaign, Donald Trump vowed that he would stop arming rebel groups of any sort in Syria, but he's continued to do that, as we've seen with the YPG. Can you just explain to us the divisions that exist within the Trump administration in terms of their strategy in Syria?
Well, there's still questions on the Trump administration's way forward when it comes to Syria policy. Now, President Trump inherited the Syria policy from his predecessor, Barack Obama, but we have seen President Trump approve the expansion of U.S. forces in Syria. We have now about 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria, Marines and Special Forces that are working mainly with the YPG in northeastern Syria. The question is whether or not Trump will decide to work with the Sunni Arab forces, the Free Syrian Army, and the Turkish military, given this new strategic reality that has been created in northern Syria due to the success of Operation Olive Branch. We have divisions in the Trump administration. One side believes that Bashar al-Assad's regime is at its weakest point yet since the uprising began nearly 8 years ago. The other side believes that the Assad regime has essentially won because of the backing of Iran, Hezbollah, and Russia, and wants the YPG to work with the Assad regime. So there's still two main opposing camps within the Trump administration. It's not clear which way Trump will be swayed. We do know that Trump has said in the past that he does not want a long-term American presence in Syria, but of course we've seen his predecessor, Barack Obama, make similar statements, yet we are where we are today in Syria and Iraq with U.S. forces still in the region, and more than likely they will be there for some time to come.
Yes, Oubai Shahbandar, thanks as always for your analysis.